By this point, all of you are ready to put the information I've taught you to use and start making money just like the banks do. But before you do, I have one last piece of information I would like to share. I want to present to all of you my cash flow matrix. My cash flow matrix will connect all the dots for you on how private lending into trustees is superior to many of the major investment strategies that you're currently using. I will compare your current investments side by side to what you're soon going to be doing with private lending. Enjoy this quick yet powerful video. In this section, I'm going to walk you through my cash flow matrix. And the real question at the end of the day is, where do you want to be? Albert Einstein once said that the compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So I'm going to clearly illustrate to all of you where you're going wrong now and how we can remedy that situation. I'm going to walk through two of the most largest investments you probably ever have made in your life. And I'm going to compare that to what I've taught you here with private lending. In each scenario, I'm going to outline who is the bank on each investment, who's going to be the borrower, and who are the different middlemen involved. Once we've determined that, we want to know where all the cash is flowing between those different parties. And ultimately, in each scenario, 1, 2, and 3, we're going to decide where we want to sit and where do we want to be. Our first example, we're going to walk you through a home mortgage. Many of you out there have home mortgages right now. Many of you are thinking that this is probably one of the biggest investments you've ever made to date. But the reality is your home mortgage is not an investment. It's actually a liability. But let's take a look at that. You obviously are the borrower in this home mortgage scenario. And let's just say for the course of discussion that your bank is Wells Fargo Home Loans. Now in the middle, in order to get that home loan, you probably had to go through a loan officer. You dealt with a title company. And some of you even used a realtor to find that nice home of yours. But let's take a look at where all the money's flowing. So, yes, you paid for that loan officer at closing. It was included in your closing cost, just like the title company was, and the realtor built his fee in there as well. You've paid for all of those people there in the middle. And what else are you paying for? Well, you're also paying Wells Fargo. Every single year, you're probably paying anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 6% every single year to Wells Fargo for the next 30 years. So let me ask yourselves, how much money has your house made you? Exactly. There's no arrows going back to your name. Which box, be it bank/investor, the third party, or borrower, do you want to be in? Well, the answer is you should want to be Wells Fargo. For everyone out there who's thought that they'd want to be in the middleman column, remember that they made money once and done. And then that was it. But Wells Fargo is making money off of you for the next 30 years. So we definitely want to be where Wells Fargo is. Next, let's examine what many of you are doing with your current investments now, which is your typical stock market-based portfolio. So in this scenario, you are the investor. And who you're technically giving your money to are all these different companies who make up all the stocks that you own in your mutual funds. So in this case, we're going to call them XYZ Mutual Fund. And who got you in there? Well, probably your broker. In this case, we're going to say Edward Jones. And you deal constantly with your financial advisor. Let's look at where all the money is flowing. You are paying Edward Jones and your financial advisor a flat fee every year. You usually see that represented on your statement somewhere, and it's somewhere reasonable that you feel is worth the advice that he gives. What you aren't aware of most of the time is that those very same mutual funds that they're investing you in are paying loads and commissions to those same broker and financial advisors on the back end. You're never being aware of the money they're making on the back end, and that's the problem. Often, I've seen it many times, they're making more than you have. So what did you get for all your hard work that you spent and all the money that you spent? Well, we don't quite know, do we? We never know what the market's going to make. I should put 50% here because half the time we're making money, half the time we're losing money. At the end of the day, you're taking all the risk with an undetermined amount of reward. So where do we want to be? That's right. We want to be there where the middlemen are. Edward Jones and the financial advisor are taking zero risk and they're making money every single year, sometimes every single month. Let's take a look at, though, how private lending compares with it in a trust deed investment. In this situation, obviously you understand that you are the private lender. You're the bank. And the borrower out there, let's use it from our last example, John B. Borrower, wants to borrow your money. Well, in the middle, we have a broker who brought us John B. Borrower's deal. We have a title company that we're going to close it through. And of course, we have a loan servicer who's going to service the loan every single month for us. Well, remember, just like in our first row there, the home mortgage, the borrower is paying all the middleman costs, all the closing costs. He's also now paying you a fixed interest rate every single month of anywhere from 7 to 12%. Obviously, the choice is clear. We want to be in our own box for a change. We finally want to be the box that has our name in it because we're in the position where we don't have money going out. We just have money coming in for a change. If you don't know before, you got to know now. Private lending through trust deed investments are clearly superior than anything that you're probably doing right now. While the stock market may have potential upside, diversifying yourself into the trust deeds is a surefire way to protect your assets, diversify you more, and give you a lot more peace of mind than what you're used to. Next, I'm going to cover what are your steps and how are you going to start utilizing all of this information that you've learned thus far in our private lending course.